Hey guys, Unexceptional Rounder here, and I'm playing some live 50 NL. Notice the new table setup. This is sort of a work in progress. It's a starting hand chart that I set up as a tool for me to use when moving up. As you can see, this is 50 NL. My bankroll is at about $796.86. So just about $800, which is a whole buy-in above what I sort of said I would like to have to move up. But you know, I just wanted to play some more 25 NL and had a good session today. So, oops. So it was no problem, and now we've got a nice healthy bankroll to move up. Obviously, the first thing you'll notice is I'm only playing one table, and the reason for that is that it's a new level. So the you know, the competition is going to be a little bit different. And the swings are going to be a little bit more violent. So if I just jumped on here and started up with 4 tables like I played at 25 NL, you know, I might, you know, say I lose a couple big hands while I'm down $100, and you know that was 4 buy-ins at the previous level. So I just don't want to put that kind of stress on myself, and I want to prevent anything that could be, you know, tilting or anything like that. And you'll notice I'm waiting on the big blind. I'm not impatient, and the reason that I set up this starting hand chart is so that I keep myself out of trouble. I think that sometimes when you move up to a new level, you have this sort of tendency to try to act like it's going to be so much more aggressive, and you need to play so much different and play more hands, and you need to step up your game, when really that's usually not the case. I find that when I do that, I end up getting myself into trouble. And if anything, when you move up to a new level, you should probably start out playing a little tighter than you did at the level below, and just sort of play very, very ABC until you start to get the hang of it. So going around the edge, you can kind of see where my hand ranges are for under the gun. You know, very tight, still playing all my pairs, ace 10 offsuit and higher, ace 5 suited and higher. I guess I didn't include all suited aces. A lot of people raise all suited aces, but you know, for right now, this is sort of the setup I'm going to go with. And these are guidelines. They're not, you know, they're not 100%, but they're pretty good guidelines. And you know, there's you'll notice that I get very, very loose on the button. I may change up the small blind range. I don't like quite how loose that is. I may add in some more, like, I may just take some hands out of it, because there's really no need to play as many hands. I just copied my button range, figured just raise all the hands I would on the button, but that may get us into some spots out of position that we don't really want to be in. So we'll play with it. We'll see how we like it, and if we want to change it, we will later on. Actually, I need to center this label on here too, and move these ones over. So anyway, I've been sort of playing with it, toying with it. If you guys want a copy of it, I already gave out one, but I kind of want to hold off until it's a little bit more polished. So let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. If you have suggestions, if there's something about it you don't like, I'll try to explain my my 3-bet and calling stuff, because obviously there's not enough room to put every little detail. I mean, this isn't like a robotic thing. So there's only, and we'll fold here. There's only so much information I can fit on here. But in general, I'm just showing that, you know, I'm going to 3-bet all the time pretty much with my queens and up and my ace king. Well, yeah, I guess not 100% with queens, because, you know, I'm also saying, like, yeah, you know, maybe half the time. So I guess I should have said kings and up and ace king 100%. And then like half the time, if I'm in position, depending on position and stuff, I'll mix in some calling with 10s through queens and ace queen. As you can kind of see, where's the calling range? So like, you know, half the time I'll 3-bet with it, half the time I'll kind of call with it. Usually not folding these hands to 1-bet. And then here I'm showing that, you know, occasionally, like maybe 15% of the time, I'm going to be 3-betting hands like this, you know, 9s, ace jack suited, king jack suited, queen jack suited, stuff like that. So here we go. We're actually in the cutoff. So I know this is a raise, but go to the cutoff. We'll see king 10 is the lowest, obviously. King queen is higher than that. So we'll make our standard raise. We're not going to change anything up. You know, it looks like a 3-bet compared to 25 NL, but Those are the standard levels, so we really just play with big blinds and we don't worry about the actual dollar amount. And just like we would in 25 NL, we'll go ahead and make like a 2/3-ish continuation bet. We're not going to slow down. We're not going to play passive for any reason or anything like that. Again, same way we'd play this. At this point, we would probably check back. That's not a great barrel card, so we will check back. And yeah, it's a decent card to bet, but he's going to expect us to bet it all the time. If he checks, we have to bet pretty big to get him to fold. And obviously, now it looks like maybe he's got a 5, like a 3-5 or something in his range. I don't know. But it looks like he got a piece of it. We're not going to try to get him to fold the last $8 in a stack. So we'll fold, go ahead and buy add-on chips. And also, we're playing four-handed here. So I'm glancing over at the table list to see if what else is available. And there's one game available that looks quite a bit looser than the game we're playing. So let me go ahead and see if I can't grab a seat on it. And yeah, we can get an awesome seat on this table, right behind a player with a $60 stack. And we got 5 players on this table, and looks like 4 players on this new table. Not sure which is better or worse. This new table is much looser, but it was playing with 3 players, so those stats could be a little bit inaccurate. I'm going to keep it off to the side for a second. We'll see if we get some more players on this thing, and if we do, I'll switch tables. I'm not going to play 2 tables for more than a couple minutes because, like I said, part of this is the discipline of playing only one table, focusing on the players, taking some decent notes, trying to get some decent reads. So we had somebody post dead here. We are on the button. A6 is in our range. So despite the fact that we got a few people in the hand, we are going to go ahead and make a raise there. A lot of times we're going to take this down. This guy seems pretty weak. He might call sometimes. This guy posted out of position, so we expect that if he didn't want to raise, he's probably going to give up on it a lot. And that's a great opportunity to take down $1.75. There's $1.75 out there, and we just managed to get that all. So that's a very, very profitable raise. The fact that you can do this over and over. Okay, that other table's dying out, so I'm going to close it down. This table's fine. We've got, unfortunately, the 2 big stacks are sort of across and to the left of us, which isn't ideal. But can't always be perfect. When you're moving up, though, I would, definitely try to get it as perfect as you can. There's one other table open that looks a little bit looser than the one we're on. Man, there's a guy with almost $200 on this table. And it's a full table with much deeper stacks. Not much deeper, actually. About the same. All right. I'll wait for the big blind to come around on this one that's off screen right here. And then I will pull that on and switch these out. I'm trying to get this uploaded tonight, so it should be available for, let's see, it'll be Saturday in the US, East Coast. Ace-3, obviously a fold, easy enough, and we do have a full table now. We've got a small stack to our left, which is fine. We've got these larger stacks to our left also, and then a short stack and a full buy-in to our right. So this table's not bad, but if I look at what is this one? Banff Springs. I don't know how to say that. It's got it's that 31% players per flop, and this other table that I'm on has a larger average pot and larger average players per flop. So overall, it's a little bit better, softer looking table. I just lost a player though. So I'm not sure how accurate the stats are. I'm sure they're accurate. I don't know what sample the hands are over. But I'm gonna go with the information I have. The information I have is that this this table's playing a little looser with a little bit bigger pots, and that's what we want to go after. Let's see what this, I got a guy sitting here. He buys in for a full stack, so that's good. Next hand's the big blind. I'll pull that one in. And you know, definitely I recommend, like I said, sticking to one table, but keep an eye out for getting on the best table you can. Yeah, I haven't really talked too much about table selection, but if you can, you know, use it to your advantage. And that's, you know, that's it. You're looking for, pretty much you just want the loosest tables with the biggest average pot. And other than that, there's not really too much to look into. So I do need to work a little bit on what I'm going to have over here in the big blind. I mean, essentially, yeah, you pretty much, you can call with your decent hands, and based on odds and stuff and position, and then occasionally you'll be three betting your value hands and stuff like that. You know, so here we've got the typically out of position. I like to three bet the ace queens. They're tough to play out of position, so if possible, I'd like to take it down pre-flop. So we'll make a, you know, kind of a, I think it's a standard raise. I do need to look into bet sizing a little bit, see sort of what the standards are, but I think pot, I mean, works. It's he's betting $1, I'm raising it to 350, so it makes it a challenge for him to call. It looks strong. I think if I was three betting light more often, I would want to make the sizing smaller, because I think obvious reasons. If I'm going to be bluffing a lot with my three bets, then you know, then I'm obviously going to want to, you know, make them smaller. And I just ended up knocking out a short stack on the new table for like $4, so not too exciting. I'll put some annotations in this one so that you can skip ahead, but I'm doing it live, so it's going to be a little bit of a slower pace on this video. I apologize, but I think it's important for the people that kind of want to see and fully understand the whole process of moving up. I think it's important. I have started signing up on a new site. I went through the motions, got all the information. I'm trying to go through and get my account all verified and figure out the exact correct steps to make it so you can deposit and withdraw easily. I've been doing some research, so I found out that it's really important to make sure that even though they'll let you deposit before you verify your identity and all that stuff, I think it's really important to do that before, because if they have issues with it and it doesn't go through, it's going to make it so you can't get your money off the site. Let's look real quick. Cut off. Queen 8 suited would be good here, but we need Queen 10 to raise. So again, that's just a nice check to look at. And let me just look at the stats on these tables. Yeah, the new one is almost 10% more players seeing the flop. So that's going to be a better situation, and I'm going to get this table sized and ready to pull in. All right. So I will switch these out. Close enough. And we see this guy's posting dead, which, again, just if nothing else indicates that he might be a little bit, you know, impatient. And I am gonna take off auto post, and once the big blind comes around to me, I will I'll sit out on this other table. So playing one table is not going to be, you know, you're not going to have as profitable a session all the time, and, you know, one bad beat is going to kind of crush your session. As long as you're aware of that and you understand it, it shouldn't be too big a deal. I mean, if you put in a 2 or 3 hour session, I would say that most of the time that'll even out. Yes, you can run really terrible over 3 hours, but if you're a winning player and you're paying attention and you're playing your A game, I think most of the time you're gonna pull a win over like, I don't know, I would say like 80% of the time. These aren't very these aren't official mathematical numbers, but that's sort of the feeling I get when I play, is that like I'd say about 80% of the time I have a winning session. And if you play long enough, then it should still happen over like a 3 or 4 hour period. Perfect. Pocket jack's out of position, and we've got an under the gun min raiser, which is kind of weird. What I'm going to do here, because there's so many players in and because I'm out of position, I'm honestly just going to set mine these things. It seems weak. It seems like it's not a good play, but honestly, out of position, it's going to be so difficult to play this hand that it's just, you don't have to play jacks like they're kings at 50 NL. I mean, you might get into some sort of specific dynamic where it gets to that point, but in general, you just don't have to be that aggressive with medium strength hands like jacks and tens. Queens, yeah, it's tough to get away from queens, but jacks are really, you don't need to go crazy, and you don't need to feel like you're losing out on some. You're missing out on some big hand when you let jacks go, because one, you're not, and two, in the long run, you're gonna do all right as long as you can just play post flop without getting into too much trouble. Obviously, I don't think our jacks are ever good here, so it's not a big deal. We ended up putting in 50 cents extra into this pot, and we lost the absolute minimum. All right, so wow, 4 king, wanted to get it all in there. That's terrible. So this guy's sitting out. Let's see if he comes back. That'll be cool. Let's real quick take a note on him. He left, so that note wouldn't stick anyway. But not really much of a note to take on player 5. I guess we can. A guy sitting with 4 buy-ins, you kind of assume is playing decent. And it looks like he did, Oop, hit the mic. So I honestly don't even know what to put there. This is kind of a tough spot. We're getting 5 to 2-ish, but we got tons of implied odds. It's unfortunate if these guys raise, but 9s is a little too strong to fold, and I definitely don't want to really be 3-betting it out of position. Again, it's frustrating when that happens, but it does happen. This is ace-king a lot. We could call here, and we would be ahead a fair amount. And because these guys both called, they're going to have aces and kings in their range. But this can also very easily be jacks, queens, king. Like, people will still do this with big pairs. And when you're just moving up to a new level, introducing this kind of variance into your game probably isn't worth it. Even if it's profitable and there's a slight edge. I mean, there's almost $40 and it's 30 to call. We are getting decent odds. We're nowhere near 2 to 1, but we're getting like 1.5 or something to 1. It's not quite enough for me in this spot, but it's something to keep in mind. If we have a note that this guy's aggressive, or if he's tilting or something like that, then we can go ahead and look him up with those 9s. But again, just in the interest of reducing variance, we'll let it go. And here, 7-6 offsuit and up. So this just indicates all unsuited connectors 7-6 and up. So we'll go ahead and make the raise. And this is going to be a very easy standard continuation bet. We don't really have any draws, so it's going to be easy, and we'll just bet like 250 into 4, and that should be fine. So this guy calls us. He is out of position. The 5's not a real great card to barrel, and doubt it connects with his range all that much, but it just doesn't change the board enough. If he called the flop, the only thing we might get him off is draws, and there aren't that many draws. And we do turn our open-ended straight. Unfortunately, there's no cards left. Wow. And he bets full pot. So I don't know if that's a 5 or just a very strong bluff. But we're not gonna look him up. All right, so we'll fold here. And you know, you'll see that we're playing a little bit passive, a little bit on our heels, but you know, not to a fault. I think I don't think we're making, you know, mistakes. We've been continuation betting. We've been making all the sort of plays we would. We just haven't been getting crazy trying to look people up and make high variance plays. And that's because we don't want to experience the big swings right now. That's pretty much it. So what we're gonna do is keep playing our game. Just keep raising the hands that we've got on our chart here. And I will continue to update this, either putting more information on it or just sort of cleaning it up graphically. I'm also going to create a sort of like a desktop one where like something that you could print out and play with. This is more of like just an example, tilt preventing, sort of, you know, use this to play well when you move up on one table type of thing. I just sort of wanted to use it as an example of something you could do to assist you when moving up. But, you know, like a desktop version obviously would be better if you were, 2 or 4 or more tabling. Also, I haven't decided exactly. I set up an account on a new site, Carbon Poker, and so far it was a little, I wasn't particularly impressed with how many games they have going, but we'll see. Their bonus program looks pretty decent. And here we're in the hijack, right? Because there's no under the gun. So we go to the hijack, and 7-8 suited is not in there. So we'll just let it go. Let's see. They have kind of an interesting thing where you can use your play money to enter into like step sit and goes to earn like real money. You pretty much you have to like win or get like first or second in 3 step sit and goes to get $1 of real money. That's kind of a pain in the ass, and they have a pretty decent deposit bonus where if you deposit $500, you can earn $750. Pretty much like it's like rake back, but you get the rake back plus the $750, I believe. I still haven't quite confirmed that. It's sort of hard to decipher all that stuff. But I was sort of kind of thinking about maybe trying to build a bankroll from zero. It's kind of a pain. I've done it before with full tilt points, but full tilt points have a little bit more like real cash value than play money does. So I thought it would be kind of cool to actually see. I sort of know that I could do it. It just might take a while. But I don't think it would take more than like a month to get like a decent amount of money. And by decent, I mean like, I don't know, like $50, because they have really low buy-in tournaments on there also, like sit and goes specifically. So I could pretty much play sit and goes until I have enough to buy into cash games, and I could start off with like full ring cash games. And I know that would be pretty entertaining. I could, post about it on like a blog or whatever, and maybe like a forum. So I don't know, it might be interesting. I feel like I need a little bit of motivation to do that. So if that's something that you guys actually want to see, definitely let me know if that would be cool. Or if you're just like, no, please don't do that. Just deposit $500 and play like a normal human. I would much rather just deposit 500 bucks and play, I think. But at the same time, it would be kind of cool to be like, you know, a 0 to hero type of thing. You know, if I could go like 0 to 10 grand in a year, that'd be kind of a cool accomplishment. One up Chris Ferguson. What did he do? He went $1 to 20,000. Oops, sorry. Yeah, 1 to 20,000. That's pretty cool. I think I could. I don't know if I could do that in a year, just because I don't play, like, I don't have that much time. But if I could go 0 to 10,000, that'd be kind of impressive. And I mean, what's kind of interesting, like, anybody can do that. It's just a matter of how much time you have and how much you play. It's not actually that difficult. The only thing difficult about it is controlling your bankroll and putting in the hours. I think that you probably get a little worn out of playing micro stakes for hours and hours and hours. I think most people would anyway. So unfortunately, we're not really getting any exciting hands or anything, but that's okay. The point of this video wasn't as much to get interesting play. It was sort of just to demonstrate the discipline needed to play the limit, and I'm trying to keep giving you guys as much sort of information and tidbits as I can, while not repeating myself over and over again. I think by this time you've probably had a chance to look at all the hand ranges. So if you have any questions about the hand ranges, or if there's something you like egregiously disagree with, let me know, and I'll either concede that you're probably correct, or explain why my thinking leads me in a different direction. And also keep in mind these are guidelines for the time being. And these aren't like the worst hand I would ever play in these situations. They're just guidelines. This sort of is annoying because this guy's short, but that's okay. We're still gonna raise his limp. You gotta stay after people that limp. Whatever the level is, if people are limping in 6 max, it's pretty weak. In full ring, I think there's spots where it's profitable to limp, and I'm gonna start playing a little bit of full ring on carbon. So I'll be looking into that a little bit and explaining when times to limp are and when you shouldn't be doing it. Here, I don't have a lot of showdown value other than the ace high. I'm not going to really count the backdoor flush as much of anything. So let's go ahead and bet like a little half pot bet and see if we can take this thing down. It's not a great flop for us. I expect him to raise all in a lot, or the flat call is kind of the most annoying thing, but the board doesn't change. I'm not planning on continuing this. I think, yeah. Let me just add on my chips and fold. It's didn't work out. It's okay. And we're coming up on 30 minutes on the video. That's about how long I was planning on making this. Fortunately, it's been, I apologize, it's been a little slow. One table is going to be, and that's kind of part of the point, is that, let's see, we are at 790 in the account, or no, after that loss we're at 784. So that's, what were we at? Pretty much 750. No, we were at 8. I think where were we at? 850. And so we're now at 835. So we're down like $15 essentially, and that's fine because we haven't really picked up any decent hands. We had jacks, but that clearly we clearly played that the best we could in that situation, especially. So we just haven't. We had ace queen. we just haven't gotten into any good spots yet, and we're only down $15, so it's really sometimes not losing a lot is a victory in itself. I'll play like for another 10 or 15 minutes if no interesting hands come up, and unfortunately there's just hasn't been a ton of hands. If you guys actually want to see another one tabling video, like, put it in the comments, because otherwise I probably won't do it. So if you thought it was good to see how boring and slow playing one table it is, but you like hearing about how important it is, because I think it is important. I mean, we were able to make observations. We know, like, we actually kind of know a little bit about how some of these guys are playing. You know, we kind of have an idea of how player 5 is playing. We just know that he's kind of a standard tag. That other guy left, but we would have had a good read on him. You know, this guy left. So we're losing our reads, but we're being observant. We're paying attention. If a little bit more was happening, I think it would be a little bit of a better video. But I do wanna get this out there. You know, we got up over our sort of buy-in requirements for 50 NL. Got some 50 NL videos out. Now it's time to some 25 NL videos out. Now it's time to move up. And this is sort of what I would recommend for your first, I don't know, however many, until you feel comfortable with the new level. I would say until you actually, like, make a buy-in or two. Until you kind of, you know, like, until you stack someone, until you get a feel for the level, just play one table. And, you know, whether that takes an hour or 5 hours or 25 hours, that, you know, whatever works for you. I'm doing it more to try and kind of set an example or show you what you can do to help that transition be easier. And but again, for entertainment purposes, for people watching the videos, unless people want to see more of more one tabling, the next one I'll do will probably be 2 tabling, and then I'll go to 4 tabling, and then we'll be maybe doing some other stuff over at Carbon Poker, depending on how long it takes for me to get money on there and do the videos that show how to set everything up. But definitely a lot of cool stuff coming out on the channel. I'm looking forward to it. I may have to I don't know, I've got more stuff that I want to do than I have time for. So I don't know, maybe I'll, like, take some vacation from work or something. I don't know. Figure it out. I'm going to see tomorrow's video. I hope will be a classroom video. I want it to be really, really good, so I got to go over it, make sure it's all good to go. But I think the classroom video should come out tomorrow. Which, if you're watching this, it's probably not going to really be that great a video for you, but yeah, it's still coming. We had an awesome live stream for anyone that was there. I think you can agree that it was pretty good. I was a little tired. Probably noticed that I was a little bit tired, but other than that, I mean, we went really well. I ran really well, made almost 3 buy-ins, made like $71. So was up almost 3 buy-ins. Jack 4 suited in the cutoff. Nope, not quite. We need Jack 9 suited, so it's good to just look and kind of get a feel for recognizing, you know, what hands are good to raise with and which ones aren't. So always kind of just look. If you've got a hand that, even if you know, like, oh, I'm pretty sure this one's a fold, kind of look to get in the habit of knowing, because I think sometimes people are surprised with, like, how fast I fold hands, because I instantly look, bam, know what position I'm in, know it's not in the range. And you make those decisions quick. You don't have to even think about it or worry about it or anything. You know, those should sort of be in that automatic category where you just automatically do it without thinking. But yeah, the live stream was fun. I'm going to be live streaming Yeah, actually, I checked it out. I'm good to go for a live stream tomorrow. Well, let's see. When this comes out, it'll be tonight for anyone in the U.S. So I'll probably roll it back an hour, maybe sleep in an hour. Yeah, so it should go. Let's see, if I start it at it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern. So Eastern time in the U.S., Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Once I finish recording this, I'll go ahead, put a post on the Facebook, and gonna call here. Obviously, easy call, right? Everyone knows why to make this. We got multi-way pot. I mean, it seems like a cool flop, but it's nothing exciting. I'm not gonna call a raise here because we're out of position. We have like a terrible flush. If we hit the flush, we'll bet out, but I don't really want to get like stacked here. And calling here, like, okay, yeah, we've got 2-1, and you know, we could call here with a flush draw, but it's a bad flush draw. There's more players. It's only actually good odds if we get to the river, and we're almost never getting to the river here with the 5-4. And if we do hit, and it's the best hand, it's going to be very hard to get that value back. So this is an important fold to make. Don't call here with the flush draw. We were looking for, like, honestly, that 5-4. We put in 25 cents to see like a $2.40 pot. So if you think about that, we were getting, what is that, 8 to 1? I mean, we were getting 8 to 1. We were looking for like, full houses, low flushes or low straights with redraws to the flush, stuff like that. And raise this limper up again. We do know that he let out at us last time. I think he let out the turn. So he played it pretty aggressively, but we'll see what he does this time. I expect him to call. I mean, he called our raise last time when he limped. It's a great pot to continuation bet. That's really surprising. So again, just like in the last level, I'm just gonna look at what the pot was, what I would kind of normally. Oh no, not 44. Let's just put $4, and that'll be that. That's kind of interesting. I don't really want to go crazy here. I've got position. He might check back. If he's got a queen, it's going to be tough to get him to fold because he's short. Man, I think he has a queen here almost always. I just don't think he folds. I think maybe we had a chance of taking this away if we were like super aggressive and played it just like we had the ace. But again, I think this is a block bet. I think that I can't raise him again after checking, but I'll kind of show that he's got the queen. I'll call. For $1, it's worth showing that exactly what he was doing was with the queen. And I hope it's clear, like, I hope, like, I want to get value from that $1 that I just spent showing you guys that he had the queen. And I hope it makes sense why raising there just wouldn't work. Cut off Jack 10 offsuit. We can raise this. Let me go ahead and buy more chips also. Oops. Sorry, got it. If we had, okay, this is a good spot. We can make sort of a standard bet here. I think we might need to be c-betting a little bit more now. I'm not sure if we do or not. Oh crap, that's gonna make it so we can't rebuy. That's annoying. I mean, winning chips isn't bad, but not being able to get back up to a full buy-in is annoying. So yeah, on the king queen, I'm not confident that I could have gotten him off of a queen, despite the fact that it really, even when you know what somebody has, and even if you know that you can sort of rep something better, it still might be really hard to do. And if the guy had a full buy-in, I would feel much more comfortable about my ability to get him off of the queen. But where he didn't, it's just tough. I mean, yeah, if I had raised and then bet the turn and then shove the river, it's going to be tough for him to call with that queen. But it doesn't mean he still wouldn't do it. And that's sort of what it'd be good to try, and it'd be good to learn whether or not that would work. But I guess I just didn't have, maybe I just didn't have what it takes and that's one of the challenges with moving up, is that you don't want to get into a really nasty spot. And here I'm obviously going to bet, and I'm never going to fold. There's too many draws out there. I expect him to shove a lot here. He's got a lot of hands that can shove. That's annoying. Here I'll check and call instead of betting myself. He could have some bluffs in here that he might use that ace to bluff with. And so what I'll do is I'll check and I'll call, trying to get his bluffs. And if he missed his draw, there's a good chance he'll just shove all into bluff, and I'll call, and we'll see what happens. So we'll see what he had. I'll pull up the hand and see if maybe we should have gotten value. And I don't mean if we should have or should not have. He had pocket fours. Wait, no, that's not right. Let me pull up the previous hand now. I don't think that was updated. Raise here. He had a pair of eights. So I don't think that he would have really called another bet most of the time. And this is kind of an annoying spot. If he shoves in, I'm going to fold. I'll call. We got good odds here. We can hit something. So yeah, I think on that last hand where I had queens, we played it well. He could have tried to bluff, and we would have looked him up and been correct. Let's see. We're getting 2-1. We've got a gut shot and a pair. We can't really fold, but he's going to be ahead a lot. Nope. Okay. So he had a 4-5, and I hope it's clear why you have to call there. 2-1, guy's short. He's going to be making that move with a lot of hands. Obviously, 4-5 is, I don't know, right? It's in his range. Flush draws in his range. So just always look at your pot odds, and regardless of how like, sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, you can have the ace. It's still probably not a bad call all the time because of all the times you don't have the ace. The times you're ahead, you might be way ahead, and you just, based on those odds, you can't let people get away with stuff like that. And sometimes it's just like, you call, and if they've got it, they've got it, and if they don't, then then you actually pull in the pot. But it's all about pot odds, and just know it, I guess. I don't know what else to say about it. Well, I kind of wanted to battle back and end the session with a profit. I'll let the blinds go through and play one more round, and then do the math, see if we're up or down, and then call it a day. But yeah, keep if you're still watching, awesome. I hope maybe if you're still in this at this point, yeah, I earned a like, and also just if you're gonna be around Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, you should probably check out the live stream. And I'll put that on my Facebook, and yeah, I'll post on my Facebook that I'm planning on doing it. And that's facebook.com/urounder. U like the letter. It's in the description. It's also on my YouTube channel. Should be able to find it easily enough. And the Twitch, same thing. Description, YouTube channel, Facebook page. Shouldn't be hard to find. Check that out. Usually have a pretty good time. I'm not sure if I'm going to play 50 NL. I've gotten some requests for full ring, but even playing 4 tables of 6 max can get a little bit... It can be a little slow. I feel like it can be a little slow. I don't know if other people feel that way or not. People never really complain about it. But I guess maybe I'm a little bit paranoid about not being entertaining enough or things not being exciting enough. I haven't really gotten any complaints about it, though. So I've gotten some requests for full ring. I always kind of take suggestions. So, you know, if you see this and there's something that you want to see during the live stream, whether it's heads up, I love playing heads up. You know, if you want to see heads up, I would love doing it. If you want to see full ring, I'm not an expert at full ring, but I mean, I'm sure I can figure it out, learn. I'll get there. You know, I mean, all the post flop skills transfer. It's just some minor changes that I would need to work out. But I think most people just enjoy watching the 6-max. It's kind of in between, obviously, the heads up and the full ring, and it's a little more entertaining than full ring, but not quite as foreign as 6-max. So here I've got the Jack 9. This is the type of hand like I could 3-bet. It's not really in the range. However, you know, I can go ahead and call. Like I can call the 7-9 suited plus represents like 1-gapper or 2-gappers. So, you know, 9, 10 Jack, or one gappers, not 2 gappers. But it's something I can call with. It's something I could raise with, but these guys haven't really been. Well, actually, just the guy that was here was the one not raising or folding to raises. So now we've got a gut shot with 2 overs. Not bad, but again, the position makes it really tough for us to do much here. We really needed to like flop a better hand. And here, I think we can just call a bet. If anybody bets, we'll call. Other than that, we'll just be, we'll probably rake this pot in if it checks around. So that's why, you know, there's still 3 other hands. There's still a good chance that somebody else is waiting for the bet. That's why I didn't go ahead and bet out there. I didn't really want to put too much more money in. If I took it down, great. If not, we didn't waste any money on it. I'm going to take auto post off. I'm going to sit out when the blinds come around. Really, I'm almost debating not posting this because it wasn't that eventful, but I don't know. I feel like I did put out a fair amount of information, and I don't know. You guys let me know if you don't want to see videos that have this amount of action in it, then let me know. I mean, it's one tabling. I have gotten some requests to show a little bit of one tabling and talk about it, so I went ahead and did it. I probably won't do it again, but again, please let me know in the comments if it was like a huge waste of time, or if you gained anything or learned anything from it. Yeah, also let me know what you think of the starting hands. I'm not going to really make any changes to it right now until I get a little bit of feedback and mess with it a little bit. I just got some other stuff going on, trying to get videos out, trying to set up a new site, trying to get, you know, I want to get a couple 50NL videos out so that I can actually make some money at 50NL. You know, move up, get the bankroll up there. I also want to, not sure when I'm going to do it, either at when my bankroll hits 1,000, or maybe when my bankroll hits like 1,250 or 1,500 or something. I want to cash out like $250 or $500 just so I can do a good full review of Bodog. I think most of the sites, it's getting money onto them isn't the challenge. It's getting money off. So I haven't gotten money onto Bodog in a long time, but I think that what people are more interested in is how hard it is to get the money off. So I want to go ahead and do a cash out so I can do a full review on how easy the process was, what I needed to do, you know, all that stuff, and then I can really do a good review on the site and then move on to another site and do the same thing, build up a bankroll, deposit, you know, go through all the pros and cons of the site, do a good review on it. All right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Apologize there wasn't more action. This is an exceptional rounder. You guys keep on grinding.